Oops.
Here we are. So
Here we
this
are.
happened.
So this happened.
We're on big ol' episode 53, the third episode of season 2.
Woo, woo, woo.
Whoa. We are happy to be here with LynnLee Schmidt of Tanganyika.
Hi.
Hello.
Before we get too far into anything, we need to make sure we're shouting out our lovely sponsors. VU Events. It had to be VU. We love you guys.
We love you.
And my own company, Backspace Media.
Woo!
Yay! It's the first time we're saying that on this show.
Yeah.
Very exciting. So tonight we are out at Tanganyika Wildlife Park, and we have to start with the story that's had all of us glued to our phones. The giraffe cat, Milani, who was just newly named like this weekend.
Yeah.
She was born fighting for her life, and as of this week, she's off oxygen. She's walking on her own, holding her neck up, and we're going to hear what actually went into all of that. The decisions, the team, sleepless nights, from someone who was right there for it, LynnLee Schmidt. COO of Tanganyika Wildlife Park is here, and honestly, this one's going to hit different. But first, we have to dive straight into this or that.
Here we go.
We
Why
gotta
not?
get to know you first.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, the way this goes is I will give 2 prompts, this thing or that thing. You will answer and give an explanation of why. Then Rachel will answer, and then I will answer, and then we'll move on to the next prompt. And
Perfect.
just keep on going.
Sweet.
I have not looked at these this time. I just
What?
printed it off and came to play. So I don't have anything in my brain yet.
Okay.
But okay, all right. Let's start with meet a sloth or meet a kangaroo. Which one would have been most exciting for you?
That
Okay.
rhymed.
Oh, look at me. Watch for my album.
Okay.
Kangaroo, because sloths, they're overrated.
She said it.
Overhyped.
Hot take.
Yeah.
Tell us how they're overrated. I've heard they stink. Like, literally.
I mean, like, every animal has a smell.
Yeah.
But yeah, sloths.
Can relate.
Sloths are stinky. And they're just, everybody, like, is so fascinated with them. Everyone loves them. They're, like,
Yeah.
the it thing. They've been the it thing for, like, 10 years.
Yeah.
And they just sleep 20 hours out of the day, grow mold on themselves,
Oh my
and
gosh, they
have
do.
their own, like, little ecosystem of bugs. Like,
Yeah.
and there's not,
Oh.
I mean, like, I don't ever like to put animals on smart or stupid,
Yeah.
like, continuum, but there's not a lot going on out there.
It does seem like the survival skill just isn't there. I mean, you're so slow.
That
And-
is the survival skill.
I
That's
guess
all
so.
you need.
Okay. Wow. See, okay. I don't really know what to do. I wish a lot of people felt that way when I have slow days. Like, that's her survival skill.
Fascinating.
That's her survival
Slow.
skill.
I think that's why everyone loves them so much is
Maybe.
because they're envious. They're
I
like,
guess.
I wish I could sleep 20 hours a day and do nothing and everyone would just love me.
Aren't they endangered though?
They're listed
certain
as
types?
threatened.
Threatened.
The three-toed sloth is, I think, listed as endangered, and then there's a pygmy three-toed sloth that is critically endangered.
Okay.
Oh.
How many toes do the others have?
So everyone has 3 on their back feet, and
Okay.
then the 2 species, one has 2 on their front feet, and one has 3 on their front feet.
Oh.
But they look completely different. So, like, the three-toed sloth is smaller. They have, like, the black mask.
Oh,
They
okay.
look at you kind of, like, smiling like
Yeah.
this. And the three-toed sloth, or the two-toed sloth has a little pig nose, and he looks at you, like, upside down. Like
Oh,
this.
yeah.
And the
Okay,
three-toed
yeah.
one's the one that's threatened.
Yeah, and
You-
difficult to find. Only one place in the United States has them in human care.
You would think that less toes would give them less grip and less likely to survive and stay in trees.
Yeah, I don't think that has anything to do with anything. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe that third toe just takes up too much energy.
Yeah, maybe so.
I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, they don't have a lot to go around.
Wow. Oh man.
So, kangaroo all day, every day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Me. Oh man. That's a tough one because I mean I guess I just kind of like took a lot of information out of you, but
Yeah.
I always do
Now
this.
it's biased.
I always say both. You're right.
She
I don't know much about either of them.
Okay.
So I feel like I would rather meet a giraffe because sloths. I don't really want to hold a creature with bugs and mold all over it, and like I knew that happened. Like
Giraffe wasn't an option.
What was it?
Oh, the call out.
Kangaroo. Sorry, I have giraffes on my mind.
Yes, I mean,
know, we're so
we will
excited.
talk about her.
Oh,
But what about the
shoot.
kangaroos? kangaroos.
So I think kangaroo because I've always found them so kind of creepy because they're like in a little bit of a way, but so cute. What are the miniature kangaroos? They're not actually kangaroos. They're
Wallabies.
Wallabies.
Yeah.
Thank you. See, you're annoyed by that question.
No, not at all.
It was like, so yeah, I think that it's super cool that they're not really in that many areas.
Yeah.
For one.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're more rare in a different way, unless you're there in Australia.
We would have to Google how many species there are
That's
of
true.
wallabies because there are like tons.
Is wallaby under kangaroo?
They're different species.
But that's what I thought.
But there's like Bennett's wallabies and swamp wallabies and all sorts of different types of wallabies.
But even just talking about the kangaroo, like, have you seen those videos of the big kangaroos just flexing?
Oh yeah, those are crazy.
Like they would destroy you. Like I feel like they could rip you out of a car. Like I feel like if we like recruited kangaroos and put like SWAT uniforms on them, like we'd be unstoppable. Like I'm not saying weaponize animals, but I'm not saying that at all. But like that's how intimidating and crazy and creepy they are.
Yeah.
And because they can walk on I don't know if they walk on 2 feet, but they can stand like that and do human-esque things. I find them so interesting.
Yeah.
And I really don't know that much about them, except for like all of the pouch information, but I don't really know all that either. So I feel like I know more about sloths because they are overrated. Yeah. So I'd like to learn more about kangaroos.
Yeah.
We could geek out for a long time.
I know.
One of my first jobs was at a place called Ruse and More.
Oh my gosh.
I know a few things about kangaroos.
Oh my god.
Kangaroos are wild.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw a sloth, and it was your sloth. We were at a networking event for Alice Analytics back in the day, and they brought the sloth out, and that was the coolest thing. I don't know. I'm so fascinated by the weird.
Yes.
Just how weird it is.
and the smile thing. I could not believe that was a real thing until I saw it. And I think that was I love kangaroos too. I think they are insane and funny and very fascinating. But I just I remember meeting the sloth for the first time, and yeah, I'm smiling just from thinking of that memory.
I don't know that I've ever known a sloth to smile.
They're kind of permanently.
Yeah, it's the weirdest thing.
Wow.
Their mouth doesn't do much else.
I guess that's how they get their dopamine, because they don't have
Yeah.
smiling gives you dopamine. Shoot. That makes sense.
Yeah,
Another evolutionary trait. I'm going to add that to my resume.
Probably have to research that one a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're right.
I doubt that anyone has. That could be the new...
Probably not.
The new study.
Okay, so the next one is baby animal cam or live keeper Q&A.
Live keeper Q&A. But that's because I know so many of these keepers, so like I know the stories they could tell and how much they want to share about their animals. I have like 5 kangaroo facts in my head right now that I'm trying to just be like, move on.
No, I want to hear them.
Say your facts.
Say them all. We have time. It's totally fine.
Okay, the coolest one is that they do embryonic diapause, which means that if they get pregnant and things change, right? Either there's a new male that takes over the mob, or there's a drought, or there's a food shortage. They can actually pause that pregnancy for up to a year and then restart the pregnancy. So they could be pregnant for like a year and a half.
That's so cool. I've heard of marine life that can do that.
Yes, there's other species for sure, but kangaroos are one of them.
I didn't know they could do that though. That's so cool.
So
Shoot,
to me,
I wish humans could do that.
It's like a Jerry Springer episode for me, right? Like new male takes
then
over.
who's the dad?
Because he goes over to like take all the babies out, and so she pauses her pregnancy, and then she's like, "It's yours."
Oh my god!
And there's no Jerry Springer to be like, "You are not the father."
That's hilarious. Okay, I didn't realize that was why. Well, in the drought situation, I understand that because she wants to wait until there's time for food and everything. And nursing. Do they nurse?
Yes, inside the pouch.
Okay, okay. And it's right after the baby kangaroo is born, they put it in there, right? Like tiny.
Yeah, they are not even developed. They look like a little embryo.
Yeah.
Like their eyes aren't open, their ears are still attached to their head. They don't even have back legs. and they climb up the pouch. She like licks a trail for them to follow, and they go in there, and then they attach to the nipple in the pouch, and they actually, their skin grows around it.
Yeah.
So they're like permanently affixed for the first part of their development.
So that's kind of like, so you don't have to like cut an umbilical cord.
Yeah.
That just like naturally will like, she'll lick it away or whatnot.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
See, so I think their whole mating process is just super cool.
Yeah.
Like, who else does that?
I don't know, though, if I would rather give birth to something the size of a jelly bean, but then have to carry it in a pouch on my body for the next year, or if I'm just okay with the watermelon birth, you know? Like,
yeah.
Because then I can put the baby down.
Yeah. It's like constant back.
There's a this or that.
There's a this or that.
Yeah, that's your own. There's that. I guess.
Do you want to give birth like a kangaroo?
Let's go ask the kangaroos. Would you rather give birth like a human or like you do?
Yeah.
You know what? I think it is kind of nice though, because I'm sure that they're stronger than us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like, and that empowers them. I bet they're like, you don't get to touch me, and that also means that little jelly bean is getting stronger too, because it's in there like secured next to mom fighting.
Yeah.
And when you say then a new male comes in and takes all of it, does he like reach in their pouches and go, oh?
Yeah, it's pretty brutal.
That's scary.
The animal world's pretty awful.
I don't know of many human.
Yeah.
Anyways, next topic.
Get real dark up in here.
Sorry. Drink. Okay. Well, I think that it's super cool. I don't know. I think the jelly bean thing, maybe it makes them more primal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they are, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I derailed us.
Oh, no,
yes,
that's
what were
okay.
your other facts?
We'll stop there, but
Okay.
live baby cam, or keeper Q&A.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you-
yeah.
And I said keeper Q&A so that we can share random stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that is so cool.
I think that is good too. And then you know the personality, or the keeper does. So when you say keeper Q&A, like whoever is that animal's keeper, just ask them questions versus just watching it yourself live cam.
Yeah.
I think why not both? Live cam with the keeper
Yeah.
and they're
Oh my
commenting
gosh,
on why they're
right?
doing stuff.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
But that's why we have you
Yeah.
here. To ask you questions. So I feel like I would rather ask specific questions, especially if it's like if I'm watching like a new live cam of a new animal. Sure, it's cute and it might be relaxing to have it in the background, but I don't know that little baby story.
Yeah, you want
I
to
don't
know.
I don't know
Exactly.
where they came from. I don't know why they're acting this way, or
Yes.
what their goals are, or what the keeper's goals are for them.
Yeah.
You know, and like their vitals or whatever it is you measure
Yeah.
and stuff, how they're eating. We don't really get to see that us with the context. So I definitely would like the Q&A.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm right there with you on the Q&A. I love a story, and I love to know why all the time about everything. And so, I mean, I can come out here and see the babies, or I can, you know, watch a baby cam anytime. But if there's an opportunity to hear stories and hear context, that's what I'm gonna want.
But not at all saying that the cams aren't really cool and resourceful, because then I imagine it helps donations for places.
Oh, yeah, I bet so
I
too.
imagine it helps like a lot of support, and I think that's super cool. Also, you guys always need cameras on them just to watch them anyways. Why not share that with the public, especially if they're donating? Or...
We have a live cam on Mars, and so you can get like the best of both worlds, because if you tune in at 1:30 every day, that's when the keeper demo is. So you can like hear the keeper Q&A.
Oh, that's perfect.
And you can see Mars at the same time.
So that's perfect.
Yeah.
So I'm like, so for all the people that are into outer space, can you specify who Mars is?
He's a hippo,
Okay.
not a planet. I mean,
So
he's like round like a planet.
Mars, yes. So Mars the hippo has one.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, where do they find that?
Where do they find the? It's on our
live
YouTube.
Okay,
Yeah.
on their
Yeah.
YouTube. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put that on.
Yeah.
Honestly, that
Oh,
matters.
you need some Mars in your
Yes.
life.
Yes.
What am I supposed to
Precious.
do at lunch? Like 1:30?
Have it running in the background.
Okay.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
so
1:30. Tuning in.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, I like this. Rainforest exhibit or savanna exhibit?
Oh. Rainforest. I think I love plants and trees and feeling like you're super immersed in something. And I like all the different birds and butterflies and mammals that you can see in a rainforest. So I think rainforest exhibit. They're my favorite thing. Like if you've ever been to Omaha's Lead Jungle.
No. I haven't even been to Nebraska yet.
Omaha Zoo is one of the coolest, and their Lead Jungle is so awesome.
Really?
And they have pygmy hippos there too, and bats.
That's awesome.
Two of my favorite things.
Okay. Man. Does Tanganyika have a rainforest?
We don't have a rainforest exhibit, no.
No.
They're rather expensive.
Yeah.
Like
I
the
bet
whole dome and glass
and
building.
Birds in general, I imagine, are a whole different. I mean, I guess everything is expensive.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think maybe that's why you crave it a little bit too, because
Yeah.
you're not around
Yeah.
it. So you're like, oh,
That
I want the
make sense.
different.
I
the
walk in
different
and see giraffe in a savanna every day.
Yeah. So you're like, I
First
love
thing.
it, but I mean, you crave that other stuff
Yeah.
too. I'm the same way. I think I do like the rainforesty effect because based off the animals. Like, so I'm like, based off of like, if I were gonna live there, still probably rainforest. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're both like humid or dry heat. I don't know.
I know.
I live
Yeah.
in Kansas. I have both.
Yeah.
I don't know what I like
you're
better.
probably yeah.
But
Today, both are awful.
But it's today, so it's really hard to talk about heat related things right now.
Like, what about Antarctica? Was
Yeah,
that an
where
option?
was that option? Where was the polar exhibit, Jen? Okay. I'd
So
be
what I'm
like,
hearing is swimming with penguins.
yes.
Okay.
Like not the summery ones or island ones.
Yeah, the cold ones.
So yeah, probably rainforest, or because I really enjoy colorful things and like and greenery, and I'm a plant person. I have a lot of plants. I like seeing all of those different colors, and I think it's more inspirational for me personally to paint stuff like that. It just feels like it's brighter and everything, and there's so many layers to the rainforest.
Yeah.
Versus in the like, what did you say, Savannah Safari-esque?
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah,
just
that's
see.
very spread out.
I mainly just see like the plain with, of course, you have the lizards and the spiders and the snakes, but it really all just comes down to food chain.
Yeah.
I feel like there. Whereas the rainforest, it's like this whole diverse thing, even with the plants itself.
it's
And
crazy.
so I think that's what I love a lot about it is the plant aspect and how all the plants affect the creatures.
Yeah.
And that's why they're so bright and colorful or whatnot.
Yeah.
So I think that definitely, because it just opens up a whole lot of other territory to look into and study and get excited about. And I think we're still finding new stuff in the rainforest.
Yeah, we don't know.
Like, we don't know what's out there. So
second to the ocean.
So actually, take that back. I might want to live in the desert. I don't know. In like a tree house or something.
Yeah, a tree house.
Yeah.
I don't know if they have
I don't know.
spiders out there in the savannah.
Big,
but
I don't know.
want it.
I'm pretty sure
No
big cats can climb trees, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You, Jen, where would you?
I am very much on board with the rainforest idea for colors, for sounds, for smells,
That's
for
true.
shade.
I love
for
that.
plants. There's just so much to it.
I love that you went to the senses.
Yeah, like, because,
makes
you know,
sense.
I when I think of a rainforest, my brain goes to the sounds first and then the colors. And I don't know why it's so, I've never been to one. I don't know why.
To a rainforest exhibit?
I mean, I've probably been to a rainforest exhibit before, but I've never been to, like, the rainforest.
Yeah.
Me neither. Yeah.
But it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
And terrifying,
Except for the
too.
bugs.
Yeah, I'm not a bug person.
Yeah. There's a lot of bugs there.
And crazy bugs.
They're probably juicy.
Crazy
I bet they'd
ones.
make a nice dinner.
Probably.
Sorry, I'm still picturing living there.
She's
not
building her
living there.
lifestyle already. Oh my gosh. All right, so we are going to move into talking about our little, why am I blaming Milani?
Milani.
We're moving to talking about Milani now. I'm so excited. So everyone has fallen in love with our sweet little giraffe. So can you take us back to kind of the beginning and what the first hours of this whole, maybe just start from the beginning and what that was like.
Yeah.
Well, I think it started really honestly about a month and a half before she was actually born. Her mom started going off food, and so that's everyday discussions about like, well, what could we try today? What could we do different today? What type of medicine could we offer to see if it would make a change, right?
Yeah.
And we weren't getting, like, nothing we were doing was working. She had all the signs of what's called pregnancy toxemia, which I'm not a veterinarian, but to my my understanding, humans can get that too. And it's essentially where the energy required for the pregnancy is taking more than what the body can offer. And whether that's because the body is sick or just it's more energy than what the body has, I don't know that we'll ever really know that. But and so we did what's called a standing sedation. In giraffe, it's very rare to like do a full sedation. It's not completely impossible, but it's a long way down and a long way up, and to be like woozy and drugged when you go up and down is super dangerous for giraffe. Plus just you have to have a different kind of ventilator and all of these things. Anyway, so we did a standing sedation. We took blood from her, and a few factors that we look at in the blood, one of them is lactase, and that was really high. And that's like when lactic acid is building up in your muscles. So like after you run a marathon, your lactase is super high. But she's not running a marathon. She's just doing normal life. And so we knew she was super sick and in the end stages of her life. So we consulted with all these different veterinarians about what we could do. We discussed doing an actual C-section where we would try to recover them both. But based on her blood values, it just didn't look like that was going to be an option. So I think the important thing for people to know is that there was never a choice like save the mom or save the calf. Like we didn't have an option between the two. It was like lose them both or try to save the calf. So that morning we...
That's tough, though. That's tough to accept, I can imagine.
Yeah, because, and the chances, then you go, okay, how many calves have survived a C-section? Well, none. So then you're like, so lose them both is where we're really at. Like, and that morning, I remember before we started the procedure, I was like, I want everyone to understand, like, no matter what we do today, we're probably losing 2 animals. Like, the chances are very slim.
God, I got chill bumps when you said that.
Yeah, that this is gonna...
I'm gonna cry. No, I'm not trying to laugh it off, but yeah, that's terrible. I can only imagine your whole team really behind you like that.
Yeah.
But just trying to set up everyone and prepare them. Right. I'm crying.
Yeah. I mean, I think as the leader in the situation, you want to have some hope and you want people to try, but you also want people to be realistic about what the outcome is. And so we go into the sedation. Her blood values are worse. So we decide, okay, this is what we're doing. So we sedate mom. We pull baby out. We euthanize mom right away. So baby has to have the reversals from the sedation that mom got. She has to get some steroids because we know she's premature, but don't know exactly how premature long? She is. Giraffe gestation is anywhere between 14 and 15 months. And so we don't know if she's 3 weeks early or 7 weeks early.
Like,
that's so wrong.
And they're so big. How can you tell?
Yeah. And there's no... I mean, like, ultrasound kind of works, but you have to remember how big of a belly you're looking through. Yeah. So there's not a lot of options there. So, we euthanize mom. Baby's still not breathing at this point.
Yeah.
And there's like 5 people. They usually fall like 5 feet from mom and hit the ground, and that's kind of what I'm supposed to breathe, right?
Well, you'd imagine that,
like the doctor
and so we're like slapping her body, trying to stimulate. Wake up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And everyone's drying her off. We have oxygen on, and she opens her eyes and she takes her first breath. And
I bet
everyone was like, all this joy. And then there's me, and I'm like, no,
not yet.
We have a long way to go. And I like looking back, I feel so terrible about that because like they needed some moment, of hope. But I still wanted that.
You still need that focus. You still need to be like, the game is not over.
Right.
You may have gotten a field goal, but that doesn't mean they can't get one in the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's a great way to put that.
Yeah, that is a great way to put that. It makes me feel a little better.
No, I feel like I would be the same way. I'd be like, okay, well, let's keep this going. Let's keep this going. That's a good sign.
You were so incredibly locked in. For the overall goal.
And that's impressive. So kudos to you. But of course to your team as well. Like that's.
Oh yeah, they're all doing amazing things. Our veterinarian is a freaking superhero. Like, she is just the coolest woman I have ever met. Like, she works a lot in veterinary medicine in the field, like cattle and horse, especially dairy.
Do you want to give her a shout out?
Yeah, her name's Liz Allinger, Dr. Liz Allinger. She's over at Heartland Veterinary Clinic. She's amazing.
Lovely.
But you can't have her. She's mine. So.
Okay. We can bleep it out if you want.
Yeah. It's a hell of a testimony.
Yeah.
Right there.
See if she's taking clients. But she's doing such a great job of balancing these two very large things, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, she took her first breath, and then that kind of kicked off another, quite honestly, like 20-hour sprint after that.
I imagine.
After that procedure.
To keep it going.
Yeah.
Keep her going.
All the next things, you know?
Wow.
Well, so I've heard you call her a fighter.
Yeah.
Tell me why. Tell me what about her really drives that title of a fighter.
Well, I mean, she took her first breath, which for me was, going into that, I thought we had zero chances.
Yeah,
so, you know, I was already like, okay. So I immediately, they got her moved. They stretched her out on a human stretcher and moved her to this other stall so that we could continue to provide care and recover and all of that in a smaller space, so we have closer access to her, and she can't run long distance and hurt herself. But she couldn't even lift her head up or stand, or we didn't have to worry about that at that time either. And I immediately got on the phone with the International Center for Giraffe Conservation at Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, and I was like, okay, she's breathing. Here's what we're doing. Yeah. What else?
Yeah.
You know, now what? Now we need to activate the phone tree, you know?
Yes, I love that.
And so
that is why you have a phone tree.
Yes.
Always. Yes.
And so they immediately got me on a text message with 2 other veterinarians and with a curator at Dickerson Park Zoo, who was also like a superhero in this moment. And I envision it a little A-team because they have been banking plasma from their giraffe for the last 8+ years.
Wow.
So that means taking blood, spinning it down, taking the immune supportive part of the blood and freezing it. And they haven't had to use it. Yeah. So here he gets the call. It's the call, Charlie's Angels call maybe comes in. And he texts me and he's like, I'm getting the cooler ready. I'm jumping in the car. I'm driving your way. He's 4 hours away. And he's like, if somebody can meet me, cool. If not, I'll be ready to drive all the way to you. Wow. And I'm like, are you sure you should get in the car? Is she really going to keep breathing? Is this are we, gosh. And Dr. Priya over at Columbus was like, no, you want the plasma.
Yeah. That's amazing.
And Matt was like, if I have to drive and there's no, we lose her in the next 4 hours, whatever. We tried. And so that was just super cool. All of these people springing into action, you know, while our team was, our director, Matt, he drove to Broadway Home Medical and picked up an oxygen machine.
Wow.
I can't imagine, I still have to ask him, what was that exchange like? I'm here to pick up my oxygen machine for my giraffe. You know?
Oh my gosh. Yes.
Hey, who freaking cares? I love that. You don't get this, the A-team exactly. People that go into this field and actually mean it and have been in it for years. That's a good phone tree. Because it's not just a phone tree. That's a freaking get in the car and go tree.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Activated.
I got in the car with my son. We drove to get the plasma. And I was like, you're going to have to come with me. He's 12. And I was like, because there's so many text messages flying and I don't want to be doing that while I'm driving. Yes. So you're going to be my assistant.
Love that.
So he and I drove, 2 hours there, 2 hours back to pick up the plasma. And by the time we got back, we had also coordinated with the Sedgwick County Zoo.
Perfect.
So there's a special kind of filter that you need when you deliver plasma through an IV.
Yeah.
They had those on hand. We didn't. So we went, got oxygen machine, got this filter, we got x-rays, we got blood, we got, if you've ever seen a bear hugger, it's this fluid, a air-filled blanket, essentially, that blows hot air. And keeps animals and people warm in surgery.
I've seen similar things, or I've seen cold ones, for shoulder surgery.
Okay, yeah.
Similar.
So this one is a warm one.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't maintaining body temperature. Yeah. She stopped breathing at one point. That was
scary.
Yeah. So wave. I mean that was just 20 hours. Yeah. And then we have our founders of the zoo delivering food and drinks and water and going, because it's also 90 freaking degrees in
Oh
a
God,
barn.
it's that hot.
Yeah.
And it's not like you have a incubator to keep her in.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
There are no giraffe incubators.
No.
I don't even think there's adult-sized incubators.
Yeah.
Are there at hospitals? Not that I'm aware of.
No, I mean, it's intensive care. Like, we essentially set up an intensive care unit in the barn, and it looked like a tornado at first.
Wow.
But, all the equipment.
Hey, messy is our polish. That's
That's exactly right. That's
I don't
exactly
know if you've
right.
seen our merch line.
I love that.
That's our polish. That's right. That's how we do things.
You know, it has to get messier before it gets better.
Yeah, that was very true.
It's just true.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's how you make all those moving parts come together. That's beautiful, though. That everybody just went all balls to the walls and, like, put in their all and showed up for her baby.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
So then what does, like, going into the round-the-clock monitoring, what does that kind of actually look like on the ground? Like, who's there and what are people watching for?
Yeah, I think at like 10:30 p.m. So we started this at like 6:30 a.m. on that Saturday, the 11th. And at 10:30 p.m., we're like, okay, she's on oxygen. She's gotten she's gotten plasma. She's on fluids. We've tube fed her for the first time. Everything is... We've done everything that requires all of these people. So we're like, okay, but she can't hold her head up.
Yeah. Right.
And she's connected to all these wires. So now we're like, okay, who's going home to sleep first and who's staying? And I'm the kind of person that, like, when I go to sleep after a long day like that, like, I'm not getting back up.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm staying.
Yeah.
I've got another 4 hours in me at least. You guys go home and sleep and come back.
Yeah.
So we kind of divided and conquered and started creating a schedule. And we have 2 people for 4 hours at a time rotating through. We're down to 1 person. So like we're weaning off. So 2 weeks later now we're down. But at first, and then it's just like you kind of like the person who's there. We had to have one like leadershipy person or person with more experience.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wondering. Like, what are their qualifications to stay there and revive said?
We had people who have more veterinary background, people who had more behavior background, people who had more decision-making background. So it was each one of us took on our strengths. So that first shift, what we were trying to do was get her to figure out how to use her neck on her own. So I literally like crouched on the floor up in front of her and like got her body in like a baby giraffe sleeping position, right? At least, or how they would sit. And I was like holding her shoulder blades up like this because she wasn't strong enough to hold like her whole body up.
Yeah.
So I'm like sitting here like this with my head down.
Oh my God.
4 hours. And she's like, she'd lift her head up for a minute and then she'd flop it back down on my back. And, you know, the other person's sitting behind her, like making sure she doesn't go backwards. And we're just trying to kind of go through that physical therapy to get her, because most giraffe calves stand up within an hour. That was not going to be our case.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So how many hours altogether do you think that you spent so far throughout the process of her being born to now with her overnight, or
me
with
personally?
Physical, or just everybody both?
I mean, like, we're at 2 weeks, 24 hours a day. I don't do math well, but do that.
That's good enough.
Do that math. And 2 people each time. And so, like, I know that first week we spent over 150 hours on overtime.
Yes, but well worth it.
Worth it,
Well worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And like you said, it's physical therapy, but do you feel more bonded with her now that you've gone through all of that, or do you think she does with you?
Yeah, I'm a little crusty in this.
I don't know how I would be able to resist.
I think, like, I've been in this, I say crusty because I've been in the industry for a while, and I'm not even that old.
Hey,
but,
a lot of people like crust.
Yeah, I don't know if they like this kind of crust. Old and jaded, right?
I was talking about, like, pizza crust.
Okay, that is delicious.
Some crust is cheese-filled.
Yeah, garlic butter
Some
crust.
is nice and greasy or buttery.
Yeah.
Some's a little
well, this
spicy.
is old and stale. How about that?
Hey, I like a refrigerated leftover pizza crust.
You're not selling yourself very well here.
Right? Stop it.
We love you.
So here's the thing. Like, I I have a different relationship with the animals that I take care of at work than I do with my pets at home.
Okay.
So these animals are like my responsibility. They're my job.
Yes.
I have stewardship over them. Like I'm supposed to care for them and steward their lives well. I definitely bond with them to a certain level.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're wild animals, and their job is to go bond with the rest of their group.
Yes.
So through this whole process, it's like, yes, she lays on our lap and we sit with her and we have to hold her head up and she's licking us and all of those very cute things that make you like, oh God, I just want to squish you back. But I don't have that like cute aggression with her like I might with like a puppy.
Okay.
And I think that's because I understand she needs to grow up and be a giraffe and see me as a human and have a different boundary.
No, I think that's beautiful. I respect that. I guess. Okay, I guess let me alter my question.
Yeah.
Not do you feel more connected or bonded with her in that regard,
Yeah.
but do you feel like that this experience with her has made you stronger as a person in your role or as a leader?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we did something that no one thought was possible. She did something that no one thought was possible. And so anytime you lead a team through that, you definitely get a little adrenaline hit. Like a little ego boost,
absolutely.
a little like,
yeah.
did this.
And I feel like I would also, even though you and your team are like putting a lot of this in here, like you called her a fighter. I'm like, I feel like you have to have those landmark creatures in your life and in your profession. That you're like, that one gained my respect because they were fighter, and they gave me this experience. Knock, knock, knock. This one fighter. Knock, knock, knock.
Yeah.
Like, even if they weren't a fighter, like beautiful creature. Knock.
Yeah.
You know
There's
what I mean?
a lot of respect for her.
Yeah.
And on the fighter note, the other thing, besides just all the milestones she's knocking off, the first night when Ellie and I were there, she started to try to stand up, and we're like, okay, you can't even hold your head up.
Oh
what
my
are we doing, you know?
Where are you
So
going?
like we help her get standing, and Ellie and I are looking
guess
at
their
each
legs
other
first.
like, okay, we're doing this, you know? But when she was standing, she kept trying to like move her, kind of rear up with her front legs. And I was like, what is she doing? Like, does she just want to lay it back down but doesn't know
trying to
how?
poop?
Like what? What is going on? And so by night 2, I was like, I was there with one of our keepers named Zephyrin, and I was like, Zephyrin, I have an idea. Can you move sideways and get out of her way? I think you have to like hold her like this still, but I think she wants to go forward. I think that's why she's trying to kick us. And sure enough, he moved out of the way, was holding her sideways, and she's like, look, I can walk. She cannot walk. She has
She can claw.
she has all the confidence and no coordination whatsoever. But she's like, get out of my way. Like
That's
she was
funny.
literally trying to kick us. Like, get out of my way. And we're like, you know, it's like the toddler who's like, I can walk on my own. And then like falls down
Or like a
6 times.
drunk woman or something.
Yeah.
A drunk person.
Sorry.
That's quite honestly what it
Like
felt
just
like.
a drunk person, you're like, dude, you are not in any sorts to go
No,
anywhere.
you cannot drive. No, you cannot go home with that man. Like, you are making bad life choices. That's exactly what it's like. And she's like 113 pounds, so it's like wrestling your drunk friend at the bar.
Oh my God.
That is a perfect example of what it was like.
Oh my gosh. You have to start making new TikToks.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I don't want to make light of an intense situation, but
Well, that's
also,
how we cope with things around here.
That's how we cope with things around here too.
Yeah.
Sure. Yes.
Well, we can
cover
clip
both.
that one out.
No, we do both.
Raising a baby giraffe is like wrestling your drunk friend at a bar.
I can imagine the headbutts. I don't know.
Well, I loved like some of the content about
That was
like
good.
questions and comments that she's getting from the internet, and she's like over there trying to lick everything and like look at it.
She's learning.
Very invested in it though. It was very precious. It was almost like she was reacting to the comments. It was very cool.
Well, I talked to someone who specializes in raising baby hoof stock in Texas, and she was like, is she starting to like lick the wall or lick you guys yet? And I was like,
everything.
At this point I was like, no, we're not seeing any of that. And then I go in the next day and she's like
right on
and I was like,
time.
okay, so I guess you're ready for the bottle now.
Oh,
You know?
Yay, that's a good sign.
It was a great sign, but it was really
So
slippery.
Wow.
I can only imagine.
Yeah,
The
when your
giraffes,
chin becomes a nipple.
Gosh.
And you have to like
I'm picturing the worst cartoon ever.
right
now.
you have to like she needs to do it so she
Yeah.
can figure it out. So you're just like, ugh. Oh gosh.
I love it so much.
So wet.
What is your preferred soap of choice?
Yeah.
That's a good
I have went
question.
through an entire bar of goat milk soap this week because it's so bad. It's like a layer of slime. Anyway,
I can only imagine.
thank God we're not eating. Hopefully you aren't.
It's fine. I love critters. I'm an animal lover, so
Yeah.
that's
for
why
sure.
the choice between two critters was hard for me to pick. I'm like, I don't know, like all of them. I'd want to meet them all.
Yeah.
I want to meet them all.
Everyone, check the bucket list.
Yeah, except for the ones that are gonna eat me.
Yeah.
Even
So nice.
when the time
No,
is
no,
right,
but they're
Yeah.
special
I'll
too.
introduce myself.
Yeah.
So, what does it take logistically and emotionally to keep that many people aligned on one animal's care?
Yeah.
Because there's also a lot of other animals around here too.
Yeah. Well, and that's I
That's
think
the other factor.
that's the other part. We have other medical cases going on right now that we're not blasting all over social media, right? For whatever reason. But we had, well, I think we'll talk about it some at the end, but we had another addition to the zoo in the middle of this. Like,
Oh.
and then we have, 7 salaried managers that have, what I talked about, either the veterinary experience or the actual experience or just decision making skills to be there with her. And then you have all these hourly people that you're like, okay, how much overtime are you going to go into if you sign up for a shift? Because
Yeah.
there's also the financial aspect of this, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We joke all the time here that we run an accidental nonprofit, that we're a for-profit business, but
Yeah.
we don't have a profit. And so then you're facing all that overtime, all that medical expense. So yeah, it takes a village. Our chief of care, Jess Price, she's phenomenal, and she kind of set up a board in our communication software that was like, okay, here's where you're going to sign up for shifts, we're going to put our updates and what's going on. And then there at one point we had some frustration, everybody got tired and exhausted, and like at shift changes you were so excited to leave that you forgot to tell the next person what they needed to know.
Oh, boy.
And so then it's like,
Oh,
well, you
wow.
didn't set me up for success.
Yeah.
So like,
And especially during intense cases.
yeah, so you've got everyone's heightened emotions and feelings, so it just requires a lot of grace and patience, and
Yeah.
then over communication.
Yep.
Over communication. That's a big
That
thing.
makes sense.
Yeah, especially in crisis mode.
Yeah.
And I tell you what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
it sounds like you guys did an incredible job.
Yeah.
I really, the team held it together really well. I will say, like, the week leading up to this, that particular team, the Hoofstock team, has another animal, our Indian rhino, who's been dealing with some health issues as well. And then they have this animal going off feed, and I was kind of anticipating what bad things could happen. And I said, I sent out a message and I was like, hey, I just think it's a great time to remember that when our emotions are heightened, it's harder for us to assume best intent, to think positively about
Yeah.
people, to slow down and communicate well. And we're all tired, we're exhausted, we're sad, we're mad, we're angry, dealing with all of the grief at the same time as like trying to proactively take care of things. So just everybody remember that about yourselves and have a
Yeah.
little grace. And I think that
Yeah.
helped, kind of anticipating that, and lots of forgiveness. Like somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody had a moment, left, and was like, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna sleep and I'm gonna come back and I'll be better. Don't
There
you
you go.
worry.
There you
Like,
go.
Even those little comments in like team chats or team
Yeah.
group chats or whatever are helpful. At least I find
Yeah.
that too. Like it at least shows that you're putting forth the effort, like as like a leader and even as a member, to put in those little comments that like, hey, we're all human.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
all human, and we're working with a bunch of animals that we love.
Yeah.
We want to love and care for.
Yeah.
And we all want the same goal, I think, is the ultimate thing that
Yeah.
they need to remember. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I agree. I think that probably goes way further than it seems to.
Yeah.
Even for the people that don't respond, start responding to those messages. Okay, as a manager, I send out a lot of those uplifting messages, and I get 2 thumbs ups and maybe
Out of a
someone
team
will
of 12?
Yeah, and I'm like,
Oh,
all
I
right.
feel this so
but
deep.
I know you read it.
Get on the soapbox. Go.
Like, just at least give me like a little
Yes.
emoji or like
Yes.
a heck yeah not that long of a sentence.
No,
but it works.
Like in our software, even there's an opportunity to boost. We use Basecamp.
Okay.
And so you can like give a thumbs up. You can give a smile.
Yeah.
You can give a thumbs down. You can.
We just use GroupMe.
Yeah.
It's easy.
Yeah, you just like it's like
too.
texting.
Exactly.
Just hold it down for a second.
Boom.
Your emoticons come up. Pick one.
Yes.
It's great.
I'm like, at least give your manager some gratification
Yeah.
if you're your team. Like, guys, I'm trying.
Cheers to that.
Yes.
Yes.
Indeed.
Oh, I want to know more. I don't know what our next topic is supposed to be realming towards, but I want to know like how you got into this and like what other areas you've worked in. I know you mentioning another zoo as well.
Yeah.
Is that a off topic?
No, it's great.
At 5 years old, I said, "Mom, I want to be a primatologist."
Oh, we're going. Okay, we're going to 5.
A primatologist.
A primatologist.
You said it.
Okay.
And my parents
Heck
are like,
yeah.
"Let's get the dictionary."
Okay.
You know, like, oh great, she wants to work with monkeys. We're gonna start planning our own retirement, right? Goodbye, fancy retirement home. So yeah, it started from a young age. I actually grew up about an hour south of here, so I volunteered at the Sedgwick County Zoo growing up.
Nice. Okay.
And then I went to zoo school. There's actually a school in California called America's Teaching Zoo where you take care of the animals at the zoo and take classes at the same time.
That
What?
is amazing.
So
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, my degree is in exotic animal training and
I
management.
have to send this to one of my best friends.
Yes.
That is so
Yeah,
cool.
She is so
best
crazy
2 years of my life.
about like, knowing all of the information.
Yeah, and then I've worked at different facilities since then. Never wanted to come back to Kansas.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Magic back.
My husband and I used to actually have full-blown arguments over where we would go in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh.
And he was like, well, we would go to Kansas. And I was like, over my dead body. Never. And then here I am. So it's been only animal stuff for me. I've never had any other. I mean, like I've worked retail to like support the animal job because you don't make much money.
That's fair.
So I've had side jobs always. I've sold. Do you remember Jamberries? They were like press-on nails.
Yes, I do remember
Okay.
Jamberries.
I sold Jamberries. I've done my multi-level marketing stuff, you know. But it's always been animals for me.
I love that you've kept it alive even with the grind.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that. A lot of people lose it and just go, well, not gonna do.
Yeah, it's
enough
never
with
been about
this.
money for me. So like, you figure out that part and then do what you like. I would much rather love what I do every day than be working for the weekend.
Oh,
Yes.
that's so true.
Yeah.
I love that.
So incredibly true. I feel that.
I love that so much. Well, hey, you know, even if you're in Kansas now, you know, you just hit me up if a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
You know, I've got at least.
You're ready.
I've got plan A through D.
Perfect. I love this.
All right, so zooming out,
Yeah.
you've said people protect what they care about, and they care about what they have personal connections with.
Yeah.
So can you unpack that philosophy a bit?
Yeah, so I have always believed that you have to have an interaction with an animal to change your behavior in a positive way for that animal, right? So, and so it's something I call the conservation funnel, and it's, you guys are marketing girlies, so like.
I love a funnel.
Yes,
I love a filter.
Yeah, it's a marketing funnel. You have awareness. If you don't know what let's use something more obscure. If you don't know what a binturong is, you're probably never going to change your behavior to help save a binturong, right?
Yeah,
You've never even heard of it.
Yeah.
So once you know what a binturong is, then I can move you to the next stage of the funnel, which is interest.
Yeah,
and I can be like, okay, binturongs have prehensile tails and they smell like popcorn.
Oh.
And you're like, okay.
I like popcorn.
This sounds fun. I'm in, right? And then I can call you to action and say, hey, where binturongs live, palm oil plantations are a big threat to their habitat.
Okay.
So you can download this fun app, scan the things in your closet, and figure out what is safe for binturongs in your closet. So I think that's super important. And most zoos, and this isn't throwing shade at any zoos because we need all of them, but most zoos, their goal is to get as many people into the top of the funnel as they possibly can, right?
Oh, that's great.
A local zoo wants numbers, like what they go to city council with or county commission with is like, we had millions of people come through the door, right? That's what gets their funding. But they don't move very many people down the funnel. Like most of those people play Where's Waldo at a zoo. They walk around and they're like, oh, there's a rhino in there. There's a hippo in there. And they might go home and still not even really know the difference between a rhino and a hippo. Whereas,
That's
there's a lot of people. Same people where they're at for sure.
Yeah.
But here at Tanganyika, we want
Maybe
to.
education.
Almost spewed wine everywhere.
We need them to at least get in and go, there are lions and tigers, right?
And
so,
bears.
but here at Tanganyika, we're trying to move them down the funnel. So we want them to actually touch a rhino horn and go, oh my gosh, I want to do something to save
they'll
this
remember
animal.
that more because you have all the senses.
Yeah.
Like we talked about with the rainforest. You get so encapsulated in all of the different senses, which is what you guys allow here with being able to actually semi-interact with them.
Yeah. We just opened 3 new feeding stations, or interactive stations, I'll call it. Jellyfish, archerfish, and doctorfish. So with that, we have 12 different encounter stations.
Encounter. I like that word better. Because interaction sounds a little too engaged. Because we don't want to be messing up whatever they've got going on.
Yeah, that's a good point. We call them ethical animal experiences or ethical animal encounters.
That's a good point.
They require a few tenets. One is that the animal has the choice to participate, so it can get away if it wants to. And then we try to incorporate natural behavior and make sure everybody's safe. So those are kind of our tenets of what ethical animal experiences are.
So I was out here in October for all the T-Bex fun.
Oh, yes.
And so that was the last time I was here, and I remember going in and hanging out with the kangaroos, speaking of kangaroos earlier, and then, of course, the lemurs, and playing by those rules and making sure that
they come to you.
They come to you.
Go to them. Yeah.
Walk slow.
I mean, if anyone's like a cat mom or anything, they should understand that anyways. Like, you can't just force your cat to love you, and you shouldn't do that with any of your pets, honestly. I mean, I guess if you have a hamster, they're not gonna come.
There's not a lot of options.
When I had rats, they would come to me. All the time. The hamsters, not so much.
Yeah. I'm not sure hamsters should be in human care, but that's a whole nother
I agree. I have a whole lot of, I agree.
They do not thrive in our environments that we've provided for them.
Oh, they all escaped on me. They were little ninjas. That's a whole different, oh my gosh.
I think if you don't have childhood trauma from a hamster, then you haven't lived.
Mine
moved into my piano at one time. That was not fun.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I could go on a tangent to these stories.
Yeah.
Those little mini dwarf hamsters, I loved them. I'd always get them, right? But I have to tell you. So, trauma hamsters.
Yeah.
Well, first Teddy, he was my actual hamster. He was like a long-furred hamster. I don't know what happened to him. I think he was allergic to his stuffing, and he got sick, and he got a lot of allergies, and he ended up dying. But he lived a while, probably 4 years, which isn't that long.
That's impressive.
Is it?
Yeah.
For a hamster? Okay. Then
they're like rats. They don't live very long. Yeah. Okay. At least to my knowledge.
Well, then my mini dwarf hamsters, they would escape.
Yeah, because they're so little.
Which was awful because we also had ball pythons in other cages. We had cats.
Oh my gosh.
But these little things were ninjas, and even in the simplest
how did they? I don't know how they did it.
In the simplest cage, those clear ones with only the little flip top on the top.
Yeah.
They had a wheel, right? I watched him one time jump on the wheel and ride it up, and then jump on the ceiling, crawl over, pop it open, and crawl open. He was a little spider hamster. And then he got out of there, so I started keeping my school books on top of it. Eventually,
good plan.
I don't know.
Nice zookeeping.
I don't know if it was before or after this. I got him one of those fun ones with all the tunnels and stuff. Oh, he won't want to get out of here.
So much fun.
Oh, he would squeeze through the bars, and they were like this. They were so tiny. He would squeeze out of there. So luckily, we had a really good bug man back in the day. It's the dad of our bug man now. And he would track them down for me. So he found them on multiple occasions. He found one behind the dishwasher and captured him and put him back in the cage. And he found one in the corner of my closet. And he didn't even find him there at first. He just saw that he'd created it. He was like, there's a little nest back here. He'd been ripping up my carpet and making a nest in the back of the closet. He was like, that's his nest.
Yeah.
If you wait till nightfall, I bet you'll get it. And so I waited there for nightfall. He gave me I didn't have it on until I heard the movement, and then I caught him. what do you know? He went to his nest.
Yeah.
I put little snacks out there, and he went to his nest, little Cheerios, and I got him. So it was a brilliant bug man.
That's
Very
happier
smart.
than my hamster trauma. I had two. One ate the other, and then the other ran itself to death on its wheel.
What?
Like,
Whoa,
suicidal.
Such bad
Never heard
anxiety.
that
It
one.
ran for days and
Yeah.
never ate, and then eventually
he
just
on
died.
drugs?
I don't have any idea. I was like in second grade, and I was done. I was so. They were my birthday present. I was so thrilled. I have no idea how long they last. It was
sorry that
probably not
happened
very
to you.
long.
What's
Yeah, and I'm
That's
still in this
weird.
industry.
Well, then another thing my bug man found outside the back of my house was our ball
I
python,
remember
Monty the
that.
ball python. He had escaped from his enclosure before, because they would also like to
Yeah.
Yeah.
use their muscle body to
Yeah.
move it open, you know, I'm sure.
Shed that skin somewhere.
And never found. We were in our process of moving. He was nowhere to be found. Couldn't find him. Bugman, our current Bugman's dad, our old Bugman from our old childhood home, he calls my dad and goes, "Hey, you know that snake you lost? I was getting a couple complaints from your neighbors that live behind you and around you about missing cats and birds."
No.
Yes.
Oh my
They found
God.
a 5. He was like, "I think it's Monty," because he told us he thought he maybe got out through the sump pump or something.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And
Oh,
so
that's
he
wild.
found a 5.5-foot ball python in the tree behind our acre.
No.
Shoot.
Yes, and it had been eating birds and cats.
No.
Yes, and he took it to an enclosure. So Monty just lived his life
That is
in our
good for
backyard. I
Monty.
shit you not.
Oh my
That
gosh.
is terrifying.
And like, imagine, like, that's so bad. People shouldn't keep reptiles either.
No. Yes, please do your research before you get
Yeah.
an exotic pet.
Seriously.
So I was called.
I think
God,
I'm
so when I was in college, I was at this America's Teaching Zoo, and I got a call one day from my landlord, and she's like, "Hey, I had to evict someone, and I need you to come over." And I'm like,
Why?
and she's like, "They had pets," and I was like, "Okay." So we walk
Elaborate.
in, and there's
Uh-oh.
like 6 tanks, 6 like big, like I don't know how many gallons, but like big tanks. 2 of them have snakes in them. 3 of them are empty. And I'm like, there are 3 snakes somewhere in this apartment. Deuces. I'm an animal person, but I am out. I do
If
not
you don't know
know.
what type of snakes they
Yeah,
are.
I have no idea what they are. I
Like,
do
if it's a
not know
ball
what they had.
python, that's fine.
But you are missing 3. And sure enough, they found them like, they found one in the attic, they found one in the neighbor's house, and then they found one like behind the drawers, like it had climbed
In
up
the
in the
cabinets
drawers
and
and
stuff.
got behind the cabinets.
That is so wild.
And she was like, "You sure you can't take these?" And I'm like, "No, absolutely not. I'm out. This is not okay."
No, yeah, I don't know where the hell he ran off to.
Yeah,
and
but I
the
don't
bug
think
guy-
they were eating cats.
The bugman could have been exaggerating, but it was years later. So
Yeah.
there was very
so
well an
crazy.
opportunity. I don't know how large ball pythons get in the
Yeah.
wild, but apparently like 4 to 5 feet.
Yeah,
Jeez.
So-
that is crazy.
I mean, rat snakes get pretty big, so I'd imagine a ball python can get pretty big.
That was my high school biology project, and it got out at school, and they found it in the auditorium. Yeah.
no.
Xena, warrior princess.
Oh, is Xenia Warrior Princess okay?
She was fine.
Okay, they didn't
Yeah,
kill
she was
her.
just taking a tour. No, they knew she was missing, and
Okay.
luckily our janitor was not scared of snakes.
That's
So he's
good.
like,
Yeah, they're-
"LynnLee, I found your biology project."
I still always find it weird when I'm like, oh, it's cuddling my arm. I'm like, nope, it's trying to size up my arm. But
Yeah.
it knows it can't eat my arm, so
Yeah.
it's fine. When it was this big, but now I don't know how big Monty
Yeah.
got, but Monty got big.
Yeah.
So
Monty couldn't come home.
we don't know what really happened to him, but apparently he got taken somewhere. Probably
Yeah.
like tails and scales or something.
Yeah. Hopefully he had a better secured cage.
I think the cats would always leave, like open
Yeah.
it to let them out because we also had a bunch of those little they're not geckos, but the little lizards that were like really sticky. Do you know what I mean?
Geckos. Yeah.
Sound like geckos.
Oh, I'm mixing it with chameleon. Yeah,
Okay,
geckos.
yeah.
So we had a bunch of geckos, and they'd always let them out and like eat their tails and their like arms and stuff, and we'd be having
Cats are the
armless and
worst.
tailless. So
Yeah.
they would open their cages
Yeah.
to let them out to play with them. So we'd have to like capture them. It was a whole thing. It was like a zoo. We had a little cemetery,
Yes.
unfortunately.
Yes.
Now I just sound brutal to
Yeah.
these animals. We were learning, okay?
You are the reason why
Learning
people
on.
shouldn't have exotic pets.
I know that now. I learned from experience. We should not have exotic pets unless you like do a lot of research and
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
lot of like not any cats that are
Yes. So, all right.
Sorry.
I have a snake story too.
Oh.
And so I used to house sit for this family, and they had many pets. They had a dog, who was my dog's puppy, and they had 2 cats, Laurel and Hardy, and then they had this snake.
How big was that?
It was just a little snake.
Oh, wait, it was a snake.
I don't know what kind it was because I'm not a snake person. And when I used to babysit,
I have a feeling this is where the story is going.
Not a snake person. Okay, these guys were going to be gone for a month, and I'm house sitting them. I'm taking care of their pool. I'm giving their cats pills. I'm, taking care of the dog.
And
then they have this
snake a mouse?
snake that is supposed to be the least of my problems.
Okay.
Day 1.
Oh no.
I go in to feed the snake, and the snake's not in the damn cage. Okay. Last day, the family is coming home, and I've still never found the damn snake. Ever. So I think it got to be maybe 5 or 6 hours before the family was going to get there. I had a couple of my friends coming over to help me find this snake.
No, you did not.
I
You
did.
never told me this.
I did. My ex-boyfriend and his friend. And they were coming over to help me find this snake. The snake was found. The snake was underneath the cage and had shed his skin, which is why I said that earlier. Go find somewhere to shed your skin.
Yeah.
So they got him and they put him back in the cage.
He went under his own cage.
He went under his own cage, just under his cage, and his skin was just there.
Well, that's ideal that he was just right there. What do you know?
And yeah, and
then,
so I did tell them.
Oh, I was like, did you
I
ever
told
tell
them.
them?
I was like, I didn't see your snake the entire time. I don't know what he was eating, probably crickets, because I don't know how he got out. But you have a hole in your cage. You need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was,
Wow.
So, yeah.
Thank goodness it was below its own cage.
Yeah.
What a weird.
I mean,
it was
I'm
still
sure
warm
he
there.
moved around. Yeah, he probably moved around a lot.
If the heat lamp was on, I bet it was still warm, so that's probably where he
Maybe
wanted to
so.
be. And he was like, "How do I get back in here?"
Yeah.
Or he cooled down in there and just
Chilled out.
chilled out,
I don't
literally.
know.
Yeah, I don't know. It was the craziest thing. I was stressing out about it for a month.
Yeah, that's a long
This
time to
house.
pet sit.
At least.
Yeah, it's a long time. But I was getting to live there too, so
Oh, man.
it was.
I can
kinda
only
cool.
imagine if it was a large enough snake for you, had to feed it mice.
No, I would have not done that. I would have had my ex-boyfriend come over and do it. Or my
You
brother.
wait, you were staying there this whole
I was
time and you
staying
didn't know
there.
where the snake was?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't
was
realize
a
you were
little
living
bit
there.
No, I was living there. I was sleeping there.
I don't know. I
I'd be
always
like, I
say
want some details.
there's not very many animals that I'm like scared of or nervous about unless they're not where they're supposed to be, which
Yes.
is like in a cage.
Yeah.
Which sounds terrible from like a wildlife person, but like
Yeah.
if a snake
No,
crawls by out here, I will probably jump scare, and if a mouse is loose in my house, you'll find me on the table.
No, I mean, it sounds smart, honestly,
Yeah.
because not only are you worried about your safety, you're worried about its safety, because
Yeah.
you're like,
Yeah.
why are you not in your space?
Where are you?
Yeah,
Are you
Like,
out?
you're not going to have food
The
here.
house?
Yeah.
Are you in the
Also,
garage?
it upsets me. I'm like, I provide you food, I give you water, I give
Okay,
you housing,
that's
and it's
so
rent
true.
free, and you're just escaping.
Why
Yes.
are you trying to leave me? Okay, I'm like that with Olaf,
You
my
know?
dog. He loves to escape.
I'm just like,
Breaks my freaking heart.
yeah.
I have a rhino that is like that. Her name is Rhino.
Oh no.
She showed up at my house one day. We adopt her. We take care of her. We provide her food.
Oh my
we love her.
God.
And every chance she gets, she tries to bolt
outta
out the
here.
freaking door.
Oh my gosh. Well, at least that's a little bit more like
Ungrateful.
on brand for like a rhino, right?
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Sure.
But like a snake, like there's no good harness for a snake.
No, there's nothing you can do.
There's no collarbone there.
no, hold on to.
I don't know how you lived there for a month not knowing where it was.
I just knew that he wasn't a bad snake. So
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that that's why I just didn't
You
care.
were
Also,
like-
I was 19.
So you didn't know
I'm
that
bothered.
that like the warmth of your body could have been where it was seeking refuge. Like,
Well, I do
they crawl up into bed with you, and they're like, "Ooh, warm
Yeah.
body."
There have been
I
old
need a
ladies
warm
that
body."
think I
die that
thought of
way,
that.
but only with like large animal, like large snakes. Like what's his face? Robert. What's his name?
Irwin? Is that who you're talking about?
The
Like
yellow
Robert-
snake you just.
Oh, Raw.
Raw.
I was like, wait, are we talking about Robert Irwin's underwear commercial? What are we?
What is that?
Okay, you have something you have to Google now.
I guess so. No.
Insert that
Do
clip
it.
in here.
No, I'm talking about this.
It was all the internet rage for a while, but yes, that's Raw, the Burmese python.
The Burmese python.
That guy
yes.
is ginormous.
He could
easily size up an old woman, I'm sure.
Yes, he could.
Technically, they're really not supposed to eat anything that's not twice the size of their body is as big as they go. So it's like a pretty frail old woman that he's eating.
Oh yeah, that would be more like a more like a small volleyball or soccer ball.
Yeah.
Maybe.
How derailed are we?
Sorry.
I think this has been great. It's fun. It's
I like
it's a little disarming, honestly.
Yeah, perfect.
But so I want to talk about a baby anteater, though.
Okay.
What can you share about this baby anteater?
So we have been trying to have baby anteaters here for 2 years straight, and we really gave up. Armando has made he's our male, Armando and Amara. Armando has made lots of other problems, like he's ripped out the wall in his enclosure and
that's
insulation.
Adult male anteater.
Yeah. And he's made all sorts of excitement in that way, but not sort of excitement in the, bow chicka bow wow kind of way.
Gotcha.
And so we had all but given up hope, but another animal that does embryonic diapause, so we won't ever know whether or not,
oh, maybe she's waiting for a different...
But it finally happened, and we have a baby. And it's so cute.
Wait, so how does that happen with anteaters? Do they need a male and a female?
Yes, for sure. But so their gestation is supposed to be 6 months, and we saw breeding 8 months ago. So did they breed 6 months and 8 months ago, or did they breed 8 months ago and there was embryonic diapause?
Oh, that is so wild.
That's a fair question.
We won't really know.
Okay.
But baby has arrived, super cute, riding around on mom's tail, nursing.
Anteater. I've only seen a big one.
They're just like miniature and have less hair.
Oh, I always wanted one of those. Are like an aardvark?
Yeah.
Okay, aardvarks
don't even get me
creep me
started.
out, but
I love this so much.
They look.
They're crazy.
There's so much skin, light colored pale skin. It's just
so weird.
Yeah. Anyway,
like those naked dogs,
I guess I don't want one. I'm never gonna have one. I'm not qualified for that.
But this baby anteater, yes, people just say things like "I want it," and you don't have to.
I want to see it. That's what I want.
But the baby anteater is super cute and out on exhibit now, so it's not a big secret.
Okay.
So I think in the mornings, Amara and baby are out, and the baby will ride around on mom for 6 to 12 months, which is just so cute. As he or she, we don't know yet.
We don't know yet. How long does it take to tell?
We would have to be able to get hands on baby to tell, and even then, I'm not really sure. I've never sexed an anteater before.
Wow.
Though my success rate for sexing any animal is pretty terrible, so don't let me do it.
I mean, it can vary, I imagine.
Yeah, no, not everything is obvious.
Yeah. And on the environment.
On my defensive. In my defense.
I'm here for you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
I try to sex humans sometimes, I don't know.
At my last job.
I know.
I mean, in fair, you don't always know. You can't assume.
You know.
At my last
they
job,
are doing fine.
We had an otter named Oliver for 6 months until we realized. I was like, that's a vagina.
It's now
It's
Ollie.
an Olivia.
Yeah. Olivia.
Yeah. And then our sloth was also a girl for many years until we sent her hair off for testing, and now she's a boy.
Oh.
Not a great track record.
Well, and with a lot of animals too, they can change, I've heard.
There are some species that can change.
Even
none of these that I got wrong, but
hey, fair. At least
otters are supposed to be super obvious. I just didn't look. Somebody else said it's a boy. I said cool.
Okay.
I never looked.
Okay.
Lesson learned. Trust but verify.
Hey,
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's fair.
It's a leadership lesson.
Yeah. Trust
And an animal
verify
sexing lesson.
For sure.
So jury's out. We can do a hair test at some point. We'll pluck a little hair from this baby and find out if it's a boy or a girl.
Go do the science.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Oh, I bet it's so cute. How big is it?
Right now, it's like this big.
Like a watermelon kind of size?
Yeah, like long though. You know,
So
like
like a-
long nose and long tail.
Okay.
And then parents are like 7 or 8 feet.
Okay, so the baby's probably like 2 feet?
Yeah, smaller. Like
1.5.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man, it's holdable.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You just have to fight mom for it.
I don't think so. I'll let her have all of it.
Let her have that baby.
Yeah.
So let's talk about, Take Me to Mars. Give us the setup. What's the story behind Mars the Pygmy Hippo that the documentary is going to tell? Because I'm a big Mars stan. I love Mars. Cutest little thing.
I know we haven't talked about him like almost at all.
Which
like
is
one
wild.
little mention. So Mars is a pygmy hippo, was born here at the park, went nuts.
Yes.
For his stubbornness about going inside at the end of the day and leaving the pool.
Oh yes,
We
I
love
saw
Keeper
that.
Sierra.
Yeah. And our poor keepers who had to airlift him in every day.
They were like, "Are you gonna make me do it?"
Yeah, and
But
he's
then
like,
Mom walks
yes.
up and and he gets out.
She makes this little noise. She's like, meh. And he's like, I will do exactly what you say.
Yeah.
It was so irritating. So Mars is rather famous.
Yeah.
People traveling from all over the United States to come visit him. We have sent merchandise with his picture on it to dang near every country, like all over the place. He is like, our owners went to Africa on safari, and like the people at the lodge were like, wait, are you from where Mars is from?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So he's a very famous little hippo, and so we did a documentary about him and the people who care for him, and so it's a 3-part series. Premieres in real life on August 19th, and there are a couple tickets left, but not many. It's mostly for our team, but then it will go live online eventually. We're kind of I'm learning so much about the process right now.
I bet so.
You can't post it live online until you've shopped it to different film festivals and tried to like sell it to like YouTube TV and Netflix, and sometimes it's not even like selling it, but they like won't carry it streaming if you've already posted it online. So the online premiere is still up in the air, but in person, August 19th, three parts. First one is about the history of Tanganyika, how we got to be here, the people who founded the zoo, and then the second is about the keepers that care for Mars every day and their dedication, which is my favorite story. And then the third is about 2 guests who traveled to come see him for the first time. And Leanne
I like
is
the different
this
perspective.
this 80-year-old woman who has been obsessed with pygmy hippos her whole life. She has like a massive collection of pygmy hippos, and her adorable little husband and her drive out from Oregon to see him, and it's pretty magical. So if you're into documentaries or storytelling,
I want to see it.
It's a great.
You'll have to keep us posted on that.
Yeah.
So we can like make sure to find it or help support it
and
everything.
share it with our community.
Watch our socials. I'm sure we'll be loud and proud about it when it goes out.
Excellent. That's good to know.
That's exciting.
All right. Well, this has been insane and amazing.
I know.
I've learned so much, and I've had the best time. I'm sure, Rachel, I think you have too.
Yes, I just love animals.
We are animal lovers.
I think we have so much in common with you. And we could keep talking for hours.
I honestly think that we could. So where can people find you, and where can people find Tanganyika Wildlife Park?
twpark.com is our website, but we're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn. I'm on LinkedIn. I try to stay sort of active over there. I also have some of my own channels. So
Very nice.
I'm a leadership and culture coach for zoo professionals. So my company is called
cool.
Animals Amplified.
Animals Amplified.
So if you just loved hearing my voice for the last however long, you can follow me there. And then I also have written a book that is currently due to my publisher in like T-5 days or something like that.
Congratulations!
That's huge! Oh my gosh, amazing!
That's awesome.
It's a historical fiction novel about Okapi, which we didn't talk about at all today.
I know
either.
we have so many topics we could cover.
So we can do a book club. Come to, but I'm super excited.
Are you going to be releasing updates about that on your socials?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's LynnLee Writes. So Animals Amplified, LynnLee Writes, TW Park. If you don't see me on your internet, I'll be surprised. And also, I'm sorry for those of you who follow me because you see me so much.
Yeah,
I've been loving the LinkedIn, like your LinkedIn updates lately have been amazing.
Yeah.
Especially the
GIF that they put together. Yeah. It's I screwed up, and so I have to like shake it out.
I love that.
And she put it on repeat for me.
It was amazing.
Perfect. Yeah, I was like, oh, thank you so much.
Perfect.
Social media gold. It was perfect.
And we'll link all of those in the show notes for everybody.
Yes, we sure will.
It's like 15 links.
I know. Did you send them all over to us just so we don't miss one?
I will find you.
I'll work on that.
We'll send them over.
All right. So, wow, this has been a hell of an episode.
I know.
I'm so excited with how this has gone. We have a lot of you all, a lot of things for you all to learn, a lot of things for, you guys just need to come out here and see the things. Like, seriously, it is so much fun out here. This podcast is sponsored by our lovely friends at Boo Events. We love you guys. Also sponsored by
Boo.
We love you. See, we're adding to your tagline. Had to be Boo, and we love you. And Backspace Media, which is my own company.
Woo!
Yay!
Yes.
All right, and so once again, this happened.
Yes, this happened. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for